speaking of the game, who y'all got for the chip this year? Pass the card. Don't even say the Sixers.
Nah, man, Golden State, man. They still gonna win it.
All right,
they
cool.
still gonna win it. We ain't even tripping.
I haven't heard.
I said somebody gonna have to beat them boys.
Yeah,
ain't nobody beating them.
I gotta say.
Nah, it's a chance though, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. They kryptonite for the last 4 years has been getting tough with them, and we've seen that. And the league kind of found out, and they going with it. So it's a chance if you beat them dudes. They all light skinned, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
So
who you think gonna do it though?
Steph is anointed. Nobody's beating Steph. He's anointed, B. Like
I agree with that.
Steph be an intercession before every game. You be having people pour oil on him. He be sacrificing lambs and everything. Like
Yo, all that sound good, man. All that sound good.
Who gonna do it? The bid?
I don't know. If a healthy Chris Paul, man, they might. Houston might give him some work.
I heard that a few times.
Right, Houston got a chance. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, it's 6 people in here. Dog.
Yeah, we here.
Yeah, the function's lit. Oh, we got 7 now.
They ain't got nothing where I can everybody at the same time, though. I can only see like 4 at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cookies off. It is what it is, man.
You must have an iPhone.
You said an iPhone? What?
I don't know. I was trying to have an iPhone joke, but you messed it up. It's all good.
Yeah, we don't. We don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
The gang banging I do is iPhone K. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yo, Brooklyn might be Philly tonight. I'm looking forward to that. Even though they ain't gonna go all the way, it's just good to see Brooklyn win something.
Yeah, nah. It'll be a good look. They playing Philly, right?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, Embiid ain't playing, so.
Oh, word.
Yeah. My little ESPN just hit me. They said Embiid ain't playing tonight. So that's wrong.
Yo, we get to the second round. I'm happy with that. We ain't even got to win the chip. We'll have a parade just for getting to the second round, right around Barclays.
Hey man, so Riggs, how you just skipped the Knicks and jumped straight to Brooklyn? Like, you know what I'm saying? What you became a Nets fan 3 years ago?
The Knicks is in my kitchen right now, cooking up dinner to watch the game, yo.
Brooklyn fan, Riggs.
Nah, I ain't no Brooklyn fan. I'm Golden State Lakers right now.
Laker gang. That's what it is.
I was Lakers, but I don't know, man.
It's Laker gang, man. Laker gang, it don't bang. It don't. They know was.
I can't be loyal. I can't be loyal to a franchise when the team don't look like the team no more. You know what I mean?
But see, that's where loyalty really counts. You measure a man by his actions when pressure comes. You know, when your wife ain't acting right, you just gonna go get something. You gonna slide and get some hot wet from down the street. You know what I mean? Loyalty counts.
Hurt me go to the mountaintop.
But listen, man, that might hold weight, right? In a different world, but Mr. Laker himself, even Magic Johnson ain't want to stick around with them, man. So
Magic didn't want a paycheck. Magic didn't say I'm not a fan. He just said I don't want a paycheck. Them is 2 different things.
How bad a place got to be where you don't want money from it?
You don't even want to be paid to be there. That's crazy.
So your money being here, like that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yo, they said he gave the chick her check back and was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah, he could do that all he want. You know what? It ain't nothing. A lot of people left.
That's what I'm saying. That means, listen, if you got a female and everybody leaves her, there's something wrong with her. You got to move on. And I move on to Golden State. You know what I'm saying?
Or you can say, man solid enough ain't stepped in the situation to tame that lion. It is what it is. They felt the same way. They might want to jump ship when Kobe was there. And then we won 2 more chips back to back, man. Look, every decade we get a ring, man.
I mean, it's like being a Knicks fan, man. It's just heartbreaking, man. I don't think you need the healing of the Lord to get over being a Knicks fan these days.
You weren't even
Wait,
alive.
Pastor Carl, ain't you a Knicks fan?
Yeah, man, I'm a Knicks fan.
You weren't. Neither one of y'all was alive when the Knicks won the championship. So I don't want to hear nothing about that.
But that's the point.
I can't even dispute that.
That's the point. So how you gonna be loyal?
I went to 3 parades. I know what it feels like. That's all I'm saying. Is like,
yo, you see how you just stunned us, right?
It's real. I'm just saying it's not hypothetical. Like that's why, like when you was like, oh, we make it to the second round, like if we don't win the championship, it's a losing season. Like that's how Lakers standards are judged. Like
yeah, we got lower standards. It is what it is. I mean,
if it ain't a chip, it's nothing. So like
I might write the ratchet chick on the first floor.
It hurt more to lose in the finals than it do to not make the playoffs. I guarantee you. It hurts a lot more.
So if not winning the chip is a failure, what is not making the playoffs?
It's the same failure. It's worse, but it's the same. Like, because at the end of the day, I don't do nothing for fun.
Listen. I mean, her. I don't know, man. I think the standard done dropped, fam. Cause listen, man. The king came. He went to L.A. and already had a mural before he got there. He ain't win nothing. Got a mural and everything out there in Cali, man. Y'all. That's what y'all do. Y'all crowning brothers before they do anything.
He's the prince. Not the king anymore.
Yo, they said LeBron was the first dude that come into church and all the women be like, oh, that's my husband. That's what the Lakers was doing.
Yo, fam, they made they put him on 10 walls in LA, man.
Look, some little weird dude did that, man. He was trying to get some clout. He was trying to get his little tag and mural game up. Got caught in the moment. It's like these dudes getting Nipsey Hussle tattoos. You gotta excuse those type of people. You gotta excuse those type of people, man. They just caught up in the moment. What's happening though, man? What we doing?
Yeah, yo, like I said, we just kicking. All right, so here's a conversation that I was having at a couple of days ago, right? So talking about hip hop, right? Or the industry, and how the narrative hasn't really changed, right? And there's lack of diversity in the narrative, in the sound, and like Rob mentioned, you know what I mean, on the Telegram, the representation. But it's like everybody's independent now, so should it be like that? You know what I'm saying? Or is it like people are already brainwashed, so even though they're independent, they still kind of trapped in their thinking? Like, or do you feel like there's not a lack of diversity? What y'all think?
I mean, every generation has a standard sound, and like we used to make the excuse of the record label being the reason why people made that standard sound, but people now playing a pseudo record label at home, they still feel like the only way to success is a standard sound. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of cookie cutter. So a lot of dudes and rap itself has become the Me Too genre. The standard for excellence, the bar has been lowered, so anybody can do it. And now that the most successful people, not at the top, but when you start talking, not the cream of the crop, but when you talk about the A minuses, the Bs, and all that, based on grades, most of those dudes aren't really talented. And so those are the people that most people can aspire to be like and be like, man, I can do that. And so now they recreate that stencil. You know what I'm saying? And so they're following a trend of talentlessness. You know what I'm saying? And so I just believe.
So then the people with talent ain't considered talented then? Is that what you're saying? Like,
nah, the people with talent are talented, but if you go back to the 90s, you had to be talented to get on. You don't have to be talented to get on. You see what I'm saying?
But I'm saying what they're comparing you to is like how could I say it? Like the people with that aren't as talented being top tier. So then the people who are actually talented don't even get considered because is it
Nah,
like the roles are reversed?
the top tier is the talented people though.
Oh,
When you
okay.
start talking about Drake, Cole, Kendrick, Nicki Minaj, they're talented.
But then them
But then,
people, the top
go
tier
ahead.
talking about her, are people who aren't necessarily fitting into that stencil that y'all talking about. Like,
Exactly.
so what I'm thinking is that you got all these clones walking around here. Because I agree with you, the clones aren't talented. The dudes who diversify everything are the actual talented people, but the clones are getting positively reinforced by these companies that really aren't needed like that anymore. And I think people are just naturally, a lot of people, with the exception of the brothers in this room and the standard Christian, all sheep following whatever their orders that they're given, and they just hype up whatever people tell them to hype. So if the companies is pushing that stencil narrative and the people listen to what they're told, they're going to hype up the stencil narrative. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple of those dudes that break out and be like, yo, I don't care about the stencil. I'm going to still be hot like Drake or Kendrick. But a lot of these dudes are getting powered by these companies, man. And people just listen to the companies, bro. Because these dudes wouldn't be famous in the 90s, like you said.
Yeah, but
they wouldn't even get a second listen. You know what I'm saying? But DJs are playing music that they don't even like because they're being told what to do.
Vibe though, man. If
because
you
is it not truly independent though? Because even dudes was talking about like Chance wasn't really independent for real like that, and
I
certain
mean,
people like companies create other companies to look like the artist is independent, but they still
it's
tied to a major.
it is independent because you have the Soldier Boys, you have CHH in itself is an independent genre. You know what I'm saying? Like you got 10% of the artists signed to actual labels, whether they be the Reach, the RMG, True Vines, but that's less than 10% of the people of what we do. Our whole genre is independent. Independent is real. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Just man, these dudes, they just suck. And for lack of better words, man, and the reality is like I'm a hard on dudes though. I'm real hard on people. But it's about a vibe. Now, if you could create a vibe, you won. So if you get the right beat, you ride it right, you get a little melodic, uh, melodine it out, like you know what I'm saying? Like you'll win. It's all about a vibe. So it don't have to be, you don't have to say anything witty, you don't have to say anything wise, you don't have to do any of that. You can create a vibe nowadays, you win.
It's
And
all,
the evidence of that is a great dude just doing vibes. Drake creates a vibe, even though he's a great artist, he make vibe music still.
but Drake be talking wisdom sometime though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I think the problem is, and I was talking to Riggs about this before, this whole generation right now, they crave scapegoat music. They crave escape music because reality is too hard for them to handle. So whatever artist is making music for them to run away from the situation, they want it. You know what I'm saying? In the 90s, they was talking about present day conditions and how to like eliminate struggle and violence and anger. And they were still talking about anger and violence, but they wasn't creating music for you to just get away. All these young people want to do now is get away all the time. They don't want to handle nothing in front of them. So for me,
Can I say something? Can I
yeah.
say something to you, man? I got this revelation the other day, man. The problem with rap never um rap is never foretelling or foreshadowing. Rap is never leading. I say that to say dudes in the hood who ain't got no money rap about the poverty, the struggle, and the hood and the problems and everything, and they glorify it. Then dudes who make it out don't rap about their lifestyle while they're out. They continue to rap about the lifestyle of the people who are stuck in. And so most people don't think for themselves. And so what they do now is they believe that the way to make it out, like the dude who made it out, who got the cars, the jewelry, the women, and the money, is to continue doing the things they doing and the lifestyle that they live in. So what the hip hop game has done for the last 40 years for us, outside of Don't Push Me Because I'm Close to the Edge, after that, after Don't You Know We Got to Get Ourselves, all that, after that ended, all we did was make music to keep each other where we are now. That's it.
So is it coming back now with the 444s and all of that?
Nah.
Nah. Pastor Carl was like, nah.
Did Jay get a nom for that?
Say that again?
They get a Grammy nom for 444?
I don't
Pretty
know.
sure.
I don't pay attention to none of that.
Rob, what you think?
I asked that question.
I mean, I don't think the vibes is wrong though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that there's nothing wrong with the vibes. I think it's a great contribution to the music. I mean, I don't think we can sit here and say Lil Pump ain't talented. Yeah, it's kind of corny and it gets repetitive and not, but like,
I could say that.
he did something. You know, like XXXTentacion to me, super talented. You know, content wise, trash. But like for the most part, like super talented. He could do like the whole like hype stuff. He could do the melodic stuff. He had it all. He was really good package. And I think that I don't know what I think people are starting to crave more purpose driven music and stuff. I think it's getting to that because people are like kind of getting tired of the same old, same old.
I disagree.
Man. If anybody can do it, it ain't talent. If anybody can pick up,
Selah, you should get headphones.
If anybody could pick up and make that happen, I wouldn't call it a talent. And that's where the bar has been lowered. Lil Pump is not talented to me, but my standard is still high. My standard still comes from the golden era. So Lil Pump's not talented. The little Triple X dude, I would say he had some talent to him.
So would you say your standard is high or just different?
No, they're higher.
What you think about that, Rob? You think it's higher or it's just different?
I mean, you know, I don't listen to like Lil Pump. Like I'm not like, oh yeah, let me put on some Lil Pump. You know, I mean, I see it and it pops up. I think he's talented. I don't think he's like more than talented in multiple areas. I don't think he's like insanely talented, but I think he has some degree of talent. I mean, you know, this generation, although the music is so accessible and everybody can do it, quote unquote, everybody can do it. At the same time, it's like, man, like we're hearing a lot of new music that we wouldn't have previously if it wasn't for the internet and wasn't for the fact that someone can like basically make a song with $300.
I want to say this.
That's not a bad thing.
I think ultimately, I still think the labels and the culture that hip hop perpetuates still is in control. Because truth of the matter is, if you look online, oftentimes we talk about the youth supporting these mumble rappers, these weirdos and everything else, but you see a lot of 28 and over, you know what I'm saying, who still kind of grew up on trinkets from the 90s, still heard a lot of your Jay-Z's, the Locks, everybody else who really used to spit bars, and they rock with these Lil Pumps, Lil Babies, Lil Uzis, Little Yachty's, Little whoever's. They rock with them people. And I'm talking about, you see grown women 35 repping city girls. You see what I'm saying? Like so like this is the era we in, and I feel like whoever that those labels decide to put out on the forefront, our people eat it up regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to say this. I think that a lot of the mini-me's are still pushed by the labels to kind of reinforce the stars that they put out in the front. You see what I'm saying? So like if I go ahead and say, all right, Young Thug in the front right now for my label, I'm going to sign 6 other little Young Thugs so that people can say, dang, this is the wave. You see what I'm saying? They about to reinforce that sound because that's not going to do nothing but make my artist seem like he's the premier artist at whatever sound he's producing. Wow. And it's like at the end of the day, you see adults. I'm talking grown folk. I argue with some of my homies who still club promoters and everything. I'm like, yo, how do y'all like this dude, the baby? Dude, grown man walking around in a diaper. You know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to sell me on him being gangster. I'm
that wasn't a joke. He really
no, dead serious. A boy call himself, some guy call himself the baby.
You never heard of him, Hurt?
But I heard his name, but I didn't know he was walking around in a
that's how he used to promote his music.
He got a whole diaper on, fam. You know what I'm saying? And I had dudes trying to tell me the streets, like, no, man, he smoked something. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how I feel. I feel like, no matter what, they control the narrative. They control what we not we in this group, but I feel like they control we as a culture what we think is hot ultimately. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
and this dude who just smoked somebody. He just smoked the dude.
That's what my man said. My man tried to defend it, talking about, man, he just dropped something. I'm like, I don't care about none of that.
Nah, I saw some of his interviews, man. The way he talk and he carry himself like a real street dude. But like this a grown man in a diaper outside. On the ground in a diaper in Jordans. Like, what? He got a diaper and chains on.
Word. That's what I'm saying.
But yo, what he was saying is real, because Dayton was telling me while we was on tour that when he was hollering at a label, like one of the first labels that he hollered at when he was making music, and he was coming like from a perspective of it was still street, but it was more street intelligence. And the dude was like, yo, we only sell beers and blunts here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he said to him. Like, yo, you sound too smart for us. We sell beers and blunts to college kids. You feel me?
But
So it's like, yo,
look.
look, that's what's going on. That's what's been going on, man.
Look,
You know what I'm saying?
Look at this though. Look. You got to understand. Nobody wants their spirit talked to, but
that's what I'm saying. Yep.
People only want their flesh talked to.
Yep.
And so, like, I can't just look at the record labels always and act like it's just this great agenda. At some point in time, it's also supply and demand. You know what I mean? Some of these people have this great agenda, but supply and demand too, because you got dudes who just got money. They legalizing their money. They create a label, and then they go sign a little dude from the hood, and he try to start rapping smart, and they not with it because it's supply and demand. Like if the people want burgers, don't try to sell them French fries only.